Yeah, baby. Here we are. This is the fucking shiznit.
Shiznizzle.
Here we are, another beautiful Monday. It's very humbling to be back in my home court here in front of a thunderous what appears to be about 14 people. Not even a laugh on that. So we're off and banging.
I think the audience is feeling probably like what at least I am. Maybe you are.
Post-Breaking Bad hangover.
No, just very tired. This was a long 5 days we had. We went on an adventure.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And my God, you Phoenix and Ohio and everybody that traveled to those shows, those Kill Tony fans. I mean,
yeah.
It's always been amazing touring with the Death Squad and everything and getting to feel that thunderous fan base in the beginning. But to think that we're only 18 Mondays in a row with this show going and pumping and to hear everybody's input. I must have been asked 100 different questions, and at least 40 of those questions had to do with the one and only head of security for Kill Tony. As always, put your hands together for the Iron Patriot, everybody. Fuck yeah. That's what he does.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that love you, Iron Patriot.
Thank you. I appreciate all the love. I'm really getting a lot of nice comments from the fans. I really can't believe it. But Tony, I wanted to talk to you. I'm really excited about the podcast festival on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to spending time with other people that love podcasting like me.
Yes.
And I was looking at the schedule on Friday at 7 o'clock. It looks like the festival starts at 1 on Friday, and then Mark Maron comes on at 7, and then Dana Gould, which I like. I always hear him on the Adam Carolla show. He does a good Heel Hauser impersonation. And then we come on at 11 with Death Squad. It looks like we're in good company that night.
Heck yeah,
in
man.
the Squarespace Ballroom. The big room. I think it overlooks the beach with big windows and stuff.
Yeah, we got the big room.
Fuck yeah. This is very exciting. You
very
can
excited.
feel it by the electricity in this room right now.
Hey, Red Band, can I ask you, when you went to the Funny Bone and perform with Bert Kreischer on Saturday night, was that a surprise, or did you have that planned? Or?
No, I was just going to hang out and drink with him. But, I mean, he's thrown me up before, so it wasn't that big of a shock, but it was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah, it's pretty much like a cool unknown thing that when like two comedians that know each other well or especially friends, but if you are coincidentally are in the same city at the same time, it's pretty much like a known thing that unless your shows collide, you might as well just do a guest spot on a friend's show. Like the club never cares. Nobody's going to be like, what? An LA comic.
Yeah. It was weird seeing his audience. He has a really weird mix of an audience. His audience were like, you could tell there was the Death Squad and the podcast fans, but then there was also, because he's on TV, he's on the Travel Channel on Trip Flip.
So there's like this Shark Week.
Yeah. So then there's like these people that watch TV fans, which was mixed in with like, with bad pot smokers like us. He has a great fan base, but it was really cool doing comedy in front of him. It was really cool doing driving out to Arizona, doing a road trip with Benji and PDC,
PDC lit it up at Stand Up Live in Phoenix. Our good friend who did a guest spot here the week before. Pete lit it up in Phoenix.
Yeah, he did great.
Yep. Benji came in right over the top, crushed. You, me.
Crushed.
Yeah.
But and then you went to the Ohio State game Saturday. What time did you start drinking? You started tailgating.
You know, there's a thing with me in which, believe it or not, and my friends never believe this, but the ones that I do comedy with do, I don't day drink ever. Yeah. I only have a thing where I'm a big Ohio State Buckeye football fan, and if I go to a game, I'll day drink for that. And man, I forgot how much fun day drinking was. It was unbelievable.
It's hard when the night comes, though.
I think I started at about, no, I pace myself, though, because I'm freaky like that, because I really don't want to be fucking depressed at nighttime in Columbus, Ohio. So I definitely kept an eye on it. But I started drinking at about probably, I woke up very late because I knew that I was in for an 8 p.m. night game. So I woke up at like 2:30 in the afternoon, went and got some lunch, drank a coffee. I probably started drinking at about 4 o'clock.
That's not too bad.
I was probably drunk by about 4:02 because my tolerance is non-existent anymore.
Right.
It's pretty exciting. For those of you that like drinking, I highly recommend trimming down, having a nice, lean, cut, ripped body, and just let that alcohol flow straight into your intestines. Why have extra weight on your body? Trim it down. Become a vegan. Get strong. Do cardio every day, and then you won't have to drink a lot.
How many spritzers does it take for you to get drunk? I bought this shirt because if you don't know, Ohio State hates Michigan. It's like this rival thing.
It's the oldest rivalry in sports,
Yeah.
yes.
So I bought this shirt, which I thought would be funny, not because of wearing it in Ohio, but coming back to Los Angeles
Right.
where no one understands what the fuck. It just seems like I'm being a dick to Michigan because it says, what's it say?
Jesus hates Michigan.
Yeah, Jesus
and it
hates
has a
Michigan.
picture of Jesus on it.
Yeah, so
Which
in
is
Los
great.
Angeles, it just seems like I'm just being a dick to Detroit or something right
Which
now.
is hilarious, A, and B, it's so worth it when like Don Barris and Fraser Smith and the few other Michigan fans, when they see that and that scarlet and gray, it just tells a whole story. It's amazing.
That's the real reason I buy it, just so Don Barris can see it.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much fun. Oh, you son of a bitch.
How was it hanging out with Tom Segura and Christina?
Always fun, man. We've done shows with them before. Like I said, like shows before have been amazing, but it seems like it's just getting so much bigger and more exciting. I mean, not only are the turnouts, the numbers great, but it's like just the quality of the actual fans. And like, I almost feel like at times they're joking with me when they're like, oh my God, I've listened to every episode. I know every single thing. I can't believe the Patriot with his banana. And they just name off so many everything facts. And they just go on. And it's so exciting because I could talk about this show forever, but to find out that so many other people. But yeah, and Christina and Tom's thing, these Your Mom's House fans, that huge podcast in which I talked about how both of my parents did illegal mob work to raise me as a kid at one point in my life. And they loved that episode. That was a fun little interview that I had
Did
on
you
there.
go see your mom in Youngstown, or?
Nope, stayed in Columbus. Normally she comes down for those shows, but she did not come down this time.
What about Red Band's mom? Did you go over and see her?
You saw my mom?
Yeah, I saw Red Band's mom. You're right. There you go.
No, I saw my dad.
Jesus. Can you cough any other direction?
I saw my dad and my stepmom, and I brought my friend there, who's a very attractive female, and I was like, hey, when you want to go, I just have to hang out with my dad for like a half hour to an hour, just say hi. And the whole time, I'm watching my dad just creepily check out my friend, like just eyeing her up and down, and then getting caught like over and over by her. And I never realized how creepy my dad is. He's been married for like 25 years.
Every dad
I
is.
can't bring girls around my dad. I don't think it's creepy.
I mean, the kind of women that you're a mogul and a producer and a podcast. I mean, yeah, I mean, not only are you,
weird.
It's not like you're just taking any kind of chick to your dad. You hang out with beautiful women, Brian. What kind of dad isn't going to sit there used to the same wife that he's been with for how many years?
Like 25 years.
25 years. And think of you. You can.
I don't want to see it though.
Imagine being with the same woman for 25 years, Brian. You have that blood pumping through your veins.
So, what a horrible thought. One last thing. Like one of the weirdest things that I've noticed when going back to Ohio is everyone has an accent, an Ohio accent that I don't think I have anymore. But when I was in Ohio, I caught myself kind of doing it.
What is it? What are you talking about?
Like everybody in Ohio kind of has this thing where it's like everything's kind of just drawn out. Man, we went to Myers last night, and we swear to God we saw this girl. Like it's kind of like
that's not everybody in Ohio.
There's a lot of people in Ohio. Like
there was a lot of people that traveled to that show from Cincinnati, from Kansas. I know what you're saying, but there's also like that rural area around Columbus.
Right.
I think there's just a lot of different people mixed in. And somebody drove here tonight from Canada for this show.
Are you serious?
Where's that guy at? Are you here?
Wow.
Fuck yeah, the Barker, Bob Barker.
I didn't drive in, I flew in. Same thing.
Oh, nice. There you go. From where?
Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Ottawa.
Ottawa.
Fuck yeah. Jesus Christ.
It was funny because you can't, like, Ohio has some really stupid rules also. You can't do U-turns. And it's like when you're so used to doing U-turns, it seems like the dumbest idea that you're not allowed to do
Oh,
U-turns
that was
anywhere.
hilarious. Oh my god, I laughed so hard at this. Yeah, you can't do U-turns in Ohio, which is the stupidest thing ever. But, you know.
So I would do a U-turn, and then we'd be like acting like the other like drivers, 'cause
Right.
like they freaked out. They, you know, like you could tell that
Right,
people
they're
were
just
not
like,
used to-
what is that maniac doing? What is that, some kind of witch?
She's a witchcraft. And then you got a hotel, a $50 hotel that he bought online. It's called the Knights Inn, and it's downtown Columbus on the worst part of like Columbus.
Right.
And it was.
But on the map, and I forgot what part of Columbus that was, on the map it looked legit. But the 2 miles or mile and a half or whatever to the actual city that it was the worst mile and a half in all of Columbus.
It was next to a used mattress store.
So and that was next to a used tire store.
Yeah, who buys used tires?
I mean, I don't
It's like,
get it.
I need to buy a new tire. Can you just take this off and then put it back on? Thank you.
Used tires only in rural Columbus.
And his
So we got
yeah.
to the Knights Inn,
Yeah.
and I'm like, fuck this shit, because it looked like every bad scene in Breaking Bad. And
one story where it was just like hookers hanging outside the door, like being like, it was like their in call, I guess is what they're called, where they just go, come on back to I got a hotel room. You know, it's like all the rooms were rented by the hour. And then you actually said, should I stay here? It was
oh, and I didn't.
no.
Right. No.
Fuck that.
Well, there was a part of me that's just like, fuck it. I mean, I'm taking a cab wherever anyway. It's just I'm not going to, I don't really spend any time at the hotel anyway. But no, that was creepy. Anytime the hotel door is out, when you go outside, that's just too much.
Yeah, right outside into the park.
I need a hallway out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to a strange city. I need a hallway outside my door. There's no way.
And you can't trust the cleanliness. Yeah, like how clean is that bed? You know, like
You know what? That's another thing. Even after I stayed at the nice hotel, you know what drives me fucking crazy? I don't want to have to. They should have the thing on the outside of the door when you get there. I don't need to put it on. It should be, take this off if you want somebody waking you up at fucking 8 a.m. to clean your room.
Oh, yeah.
Who's into that?
No one's
Who's
into
waking
that.
up at 6 a.m. in Columbus like, oh, I'm going to go get a head start on the day. They're going to come clean my room in a bit.
But who?
Fuck
I
that.
never even let maids in my room. I'm done with that whole thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't need it at all. When you go to a hotel, you want to fucking live dirty and gross.
Yeah.
You want to take off everything right at the other side of the door. It's not like home.
Yeah.
It's a whole different experience. And if that's not how you do hotels, then you're not doing hotels right. I'm here to tell you. You need to get sloppy and stupid. Just spill shit once in a while. It doesn't matter.
You always have to tip the maid. I always tip her at least $5-10 for the blood stains and all that shit.
All right. I cannot
Why
believe
does
that
this always
just happened.
happen to me?
That was the best one ever. The comedic timing of the accidents of this show are unbelievable.
I feel like I just got like slapped like that.
That was
was rude.
unbelievable. You floated the bloodstains joke and just bloop bloop.
Comedy Store is mad
Comedy
about that
Store
joke.
is so creepy. This place is haunted as fuck. Well, you guys know the format of the show. A lot of comedians here. You guys excited to get this thing started? Before we do, we always have two of my best friends, two of my funniest friends, two of my best friends, people that I work with all the time, that I'm lucky to work with. And this one, as always, is a fucking spectacular show. I'm so excited about it. So as always, I'll just bring them up at about the same time. First, one of my funniest friends. We've basically been hitting everything together for years. We riff like crazy in the parking lot here, which is one of the funnest things about doing comedy together with friends. Is just standing in a circle with them for hours at a time and riffing and having fun. Anyway, he was in the movie The Heat. You can see him touring all around the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Adam Ray, everybody, is here. He's in movies, television, huge YouTube channel. And our other guest, unbelievable comedian, Comedy Central, everything. He's a freak of nature. Writer for the TV show Whitney. Put your hands together for one of my funniest friends. Owen Smith is here in the motherfucking house. Boom. Welcome, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Owen's Owen's tall as fuck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Long? Do you
nickel.
prefer long or tall?
Long. Hey, you know. Either one.
So
Hell
cool.
yeah.
6 nickel.
Is that a nickname?
That should be. That's my height.
6 nickel?
Yeah.
6
I
nickel.
went to the gym and he tried to like measure my fat content and he couldn't find my waist because he was too low. I was
Oh,
like, it's
boy.
up here, motherfucker. My waist is like by my nipples.
Heck yeah. Patriot, how tall are you?
I'm about 6'4".
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, can I just say how big of a fan I am of you, Patriot? I've seen a few. You're just. I mean, yeah. What are you doing with your hand? You fucking scare me when you're holding up it like that.
Showing you some love.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
giving
isn't
you
it
the
funny?
beams.
But like, that's you showing love. But like, because this isn't a normal thing to see
Yeah.
somebody in
Yeah.
public in. When you do that, I thought you were putting a curse on my family for 10 minutes. Or
I was
something.
checking you out today.
You're checking me out?
Yeah, I was checking out your podcast about last night.
Yeah.
And it's a very unique show because your sidekick is not only a comedian, but
Sure.
he's a little person.
Yeah, you
His
can
name
say-
is Brad Williams.
You can say midget too.
Yeah. I went back to the first podcast and listened, and I thought a great story I thought on there was how John Stamos of Full House is scared of dwarfs.
He's scared of dwarves. Yeah.
Very
It's a true
interesting.
story.
I would never have known that.
Yeah. He thinks, and you know what's funny is that when you don't know anything about little people, you create these like
Preconceptions.
and fears and stereotypes that could happen. And Stamos told Brad that he was like, I don't know what's going to happen if I hug you. Like maybe I'll turn into stone.
Yeah.
And he was serious about that.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a little person?
Well, I mean, after Wizard of Oz, I love little people. You see them sing the Yellow Brick Road and, all that stuff.
Wow.
I'm just saying, I mean, how could you be scared of them? I'm just saying, how could you, they're great in Time Bandits, I love them. I mean, they're great.
I love that you're acting
he's-
like it's just
he's a
like 3 that
professional.
are in all these movies.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to hear from Tony how many points I got. 'Cause I was eating in a restaurant and I saw 2 little people
Oh.
enjoying brunch with a tall person. It looked like they had sex or some weird
Right.
threesome. It
Right.
was like definitely walk of shame meal.
Right.
And I got a sweet photo and I texted to Tony. Y'all know
Right.
he has this great joke about how many points you get.
Yeah.
And I still haven't gotten my point total, man.
I mean, that's one of those ones that is just anytime anybody sends me one, it's just like thousands of points. I've gotten sent, I mean, that was a great one because that's totally, I mean, the picture totally says they all had sex.
It went down.
There's
Oh, yeah.
no doubt about it. They're not just eating a normal brunch.
No,
they had a
no.
threesome,
Just
2
legs
little
swinging
people,
there.
and one. Right, exactly.
What about the body language spoke that?
Oh, I mean, just I can't tell you. It's hard to describe. Well, just the fact that you know that some shit went down. If there's 2 midgets, they definitely fucked. So then you're wondering if they're having lunch with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Either
women.
this is the fucking pounder. You know what I mean? I wonder how that works. I bet that they could like double 69, like build the bridge.
That was my next question.
Like-
What
like-
position do you do?
Like
And
the
that
guy,
sounds
the
like
guy
they
could
won.
lay on the bottom,
Yep.
right?
Right.
And then they could build like the Golden Gate Bridge. One person
Yeah.
like that. And
That's
then
got to be
another
what it's
person.
called. Oh my God! The Golden Gate Bridge. Somebody's peeing on somebody at that point
Definitely.
too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even if that doesn't happen, then they're peeing on him
Yeah,
afterwards.
afterwards, that's how they say goodbye.
Right.
Hey, you know a midget that gets a lot of respect is that Peter Dinklage on Game of Thrones. He gets some respect on that shit.
I feel like you secretly have this giant like shrine to midgets in your wherever
I
you
love
live.
them.
Your basement. Do you live in a basement?
I like them.
Are midgets' dicks the same, like regular length, or are they proportional to the body?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
is that a
Brad
normal dick?
says that his is 6 inches, which he says is normal, but he goes, on me, it looks fucking huge.
Yeah, but is it like, does it have like a big like a big head and like short balls, or I mean, does it look?
You know what? I gotta be honest. I never really like thought about it, but now that you bring it up, I kind of want to fucking
Yeah,
call
you-
him up
you
and see if he
gotta.
can come over and send us a picture.
You
so
got to
we can
see a
all-
photo of it.
I think
Have
you
you seen a-
described a dwarf's penis, not a
Oh,
midget's
not
penis.
a. Okay.
Hey, Owen.
I don't know what the...
Owen Smith.
Yes, sir.
I did some research on you.
Okay.
I read that you were born in the Bahamas
I was.
in 1973.
I was.
You came to America at the age of 1.
Uh-huh.
You graduated high school in Maryland. You were voted most likely to succeed.
I was.
I
yeah.
saw you on Conan. I
Okay.
learned that you've been a Sprint customer for over 17 years. This is what I want to ask you.
Holy
This is called a
shit.
point of view
Right,
set,
right.
everybody.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I noticed that you have big hands. Does that mean you have a big banana too?
I feel uncomfortable disclosing this with you, but
Is it a myth or is it true?
I don't. Here's the thing. I never went around measuring mine with other people. I can only tell you what women have told me, and I don't know if they're lying or telling the truth. But I've never had a woman tell me it was not big. They just go, "Oh my God!" And some women have said, "You're not putting all that in me," and I was like, I promise
That's usually a good
happened to
sign.
me twice.
Wow.
And so I guess I'm doing all right. I don't, but I mean, I literally don't know. I'm a grower. I'm not a shower. Like, so if we're all regular, it's not impressive. But
Well, you know what's crazy about what I've learned so far in this show is that if any guy, by the way, out there has a 6-inch dick, technically you have a midget dick.
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
the new
I mean,
term.
that's some fucking unbelievable
New
shit.
term.
Right now, there's guys I can almost hear when this
hilarious.
podcast comes out next week. You're just gonna hear shotguns going off all around the world.
Now, here's my question. Does that mean they get a handicap sign so they
You
can...
should. That would be amazing.
Oh my god!
Because Brad gets a handicap sign. He gets a park for free. He just went to Jay-Z concert and told me that you got to sit in the handicap seat.
Brilliant.
Because the guys, when you show them your pass, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, like nobody wants to call it and go, no, midget's not a handicap. So the guy was like, obviously you can sit there.
Are you
So if you have a
serious?
6-inch dick and it's a midget dick, then do you get to also park
From
it?
now on, if you have 6 inches or less, you get to park in the handicap
I
spot.
think it's a fair rule.
That's hilarious. Has any man ever really measured their dick?
Yes.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
now,
everybody
where,
has.
where do
Oh,
you
definitely.
start? Like, where do you start the tape from? Like,
from the
Like-
from the backside of your butt cheek.
Wow.
it's like,
Wow.
I wasn't happy with that number. Let me,
1996
I can
style.
start from here.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You said 96.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's when it started.
That's hilarious.
The taping of the butt cheeks.
Oh my god,
I feel like some guys
From the
got to...
back of the butt cheek.
that's so funny.
I do it right at the base, though, honestly.
Do you? And there's no.
I like how you're just like, hey, if we can stop joking for a second and actually talk about
Can we
taping
drop
your
the
butt and measuring your cock. It's actually, yeah.
I do it from the base.
seems like
the
a-
one honest measurer is here. Do you now? There's no way to tell how big a woman is. You can't look at her feet or hands and go,
Yeah, is there an equivalent? Like,
how can you tell how deep? Would you be looking for deepness? Would you?
yeah, that's what you would want to try to figure
Is
out.
that
How deep is it?
'Cause
Yeah.
you don't want to embarrass yourself. I was with one girl. I will share this, and I'm pretty good. But this one girl kept going deeper, and I was like,
Oh, God. How many deeps?
what we-
Yeah.
"This is my
How
move.
deep?
This
Yeah.
is my
Right. This is it.
and I was like, how cavernous are you?
There's no special extension on that.
She kept saying, how deep were you doing her in the pouch or the butt?
Oh my God, Jesus!
Whoa.
Man,
Watch your fucking mouth. The
Patriot,
pouch. Wait,
you got
the pouch?
crazy with that. What?
Well, I'm going to go, but process of
possums?
elimination, you said pouch in the butt. So
What are you
pouch, you meant the
fucking
vagina.
kangaroos
Yeah?
over there?
The pouch.
Pouch of
Soothing
them.
on the pouch.
Has anybody, has that ever been a term, or are you trying to, like, just get that going trending?
Right.
He fucked that bitch in the pouch.
Hashtag pouch.
I have
That's
a theory
amazing.
that I only started like maybe a year ago, but it's pretty accurate. If the girl has natural boobs and they're big, she has a wider pussy.
Wow.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not going to argue that because I don't have any like basis
Big
for
boobs,
comparison.
Wider pussy.
Wide
So just,
boobs?
Just
What
try it
about
out in
that?
the future. Yeah. So if
I'm
they
right.
have big boobs and they're natural,
Yeah.
they usually have. It's not as tight of a pussy. That's what I noticed.
Okay. Oh,
What did he
Jesus
say?
Christ.
What did he say?
The Bill Nye of perverts back there.
What did he say?
He goes, that's actually true. Yeah. That's
Oh,
something
wow.
I read on Wikipedia,
That's
actually.
all you need is one other guy to agree, and it's a thing.
Yeah, I read it
Yeah.
on largeboobwidepussy.com. Yeah. Somebody buy that domain.
Funny.
Big Pussy Digest. Fuck yeah.
Patriot.
Okay.
Now, why? I mean, your voice box is coming from not where the mic is,
It's in the
correct?
chest.
It is in the chest.
Yeah.
Now, that looks like it's pointing at your pouch and not your chest?
Yeah, I got a cord going from my mouth down in my chest, and the sound's kind of coming out from that direction. So we figured out this is the best position.
Patriot, have you ever measured your penis?
Yeah.
size. I've never had any complaints.
Nobody's ever asked
You've never
you
had
to-
any complaints, but you've only gotten laid a handful of times.
I've had a lot of good girls. It's been a while, but I'm working on myself now, Tony.
That's good. You want to work on yourself so that when the next time happens, you want to make sure you're bringing the best Patriot.
Yeah, well, I'm the podcast festival. I might get some action this Friday.
Now let me ask you this: do you like how like midgets like to fuck other? Do you like to fuck other robots?
I wouldn't mind getting with the Black Widow in Iron Man 3 or Iron Man 2, Scarlett Johansson.
So Scarlett Johansson,
Yeah.
who is not a robot.
Not a
The
robot.
Latino ladies and the female hombre. I call that pouch the chili quesadilla.
Oh my
I
God.
heard my song. I did my song Maria last week. It was really good. You haven't check that out. I had this Dirty Crowler song Maria. Check out my YouTube videos if you get a chance.
I definitely will.
Who are you talking to
Yeah, I'm not
right
sure
now?
where this conversation is. Let me ask you this: do you have special moves though with that suit on? Like, is there like the fucking like? Do you have a like what you did to me with the where you just put my and you're doing that in her pussy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she likes that.
Yeah. How many people do you know that can talk out of their banana?
By the way, Patriot has a knack for calling the penis a banana, by the way.
Banana, okay.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's like it seems like your dad said, "Hey, little son, suck this banana," and it just stuck.
Well, we got that song, and I just go to the grocery store every time back in the early 90s and get a big bag of bananas and throw them out. And it was just a good stick for our show. It seemed to catch on.
Do you rock the girth also?
Do I write the girth?
Yeah.
It's a
A
good
quarter or a $50?
Yeah, $50.
$50.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dollar.
Yeah.
Wow, you got
Yeah.
very excited when he
Yeah.
said $50.
Yeah, I'm a good catch. Some woman better snatch me up because I'm ready. I've been working out. I hadn't had sex in a while, but I've been practicing for porn, and I can last a long time. I'll be shooting that house. Yeah.
Wait a second. Just because you can last long with porn doesn't mean you can last long with an actual woman.
Back in 2003, last time I had sex with that girl when I watched the last episode of Friends. I already
2007.
noticed I was doing good.
True.
But you know, the nice thing about me is I'm squeaky clean. You don't have to worry about me having any diseases. I'm
You're
ready to
definitely
go.
squeaky, all right. That suit needs some WD-40.
Now,
Jesus.
I think he just came. I think that's what that sound was.
I know, right?
Yep.
Unfucking believable.
That was hilarious.
Dickweed.
I work in mysterious ways, Tony.
Oh, yes.
What kind of music do you, or like the soundtrack from Short Circuit, or like what do you?
No, it's funky with rock, a little pop in there. You know, it's a.
You say the soundtrack from Rocky?
Oh, I love Rocky. Gonna fly now. Gonna fly now. I love
Yeah.
that song. That was a great movie, man. That was touching.
Do you like to have movies on in the background while you're doing it?
No.
Touching. Rocky was very touching.
I
is
just
what you
watched
just
the
said.
Behind the Candelabra. Have you guys watched that with Michael Douglas? And Matt Damon, really good.
So when you're watching porn, you sit there with a stopwatch and hit start and just like you're practicing to last
I
long.
could just tell. I got control of my banana. I'm not gonna be like an American Pie. You remember when he blew it real quick? You know, with the Shannon Elizabeth.
Okay, let me ask you this. 2004 was the last time you were laid. And we're coming.
That's episode of Friends.
Oh my God! It was during the last episode of Friends.
Did you watch that?
I don't remember whether I
It was a
watched
good
it.
one. It was good. But she let me play with her feet and touch her toes. And one
Ugh.
sock went off, then the next sock, and then it moved back to the bedroom. And I remember it very vividly.
What did you say when you took the first sock off? Like, ooh, look at those feet, or some
Just
sort of
kinda trying to
catchphrase?
Sneak them off and see I was hoping she wouldn't have stopped me, but she seemed to like it. So I started playing with her toes and massaging the arch on her foot. She had the cutest little feet.
Right, but when you first see the foot, you have to say some sort of compliment to her, right, to let her know that
No,
that's.
no, I didn't want to say anything because I wanted to stop.
He was
She
stealthy.
would want-
He was just
she would
quietly
laugh at the
removing
jokes
stuff.
'cause Friends is so funny. She would laugh.
So you start at the feet. You move to the bedroom. At what point do you kill her?
Oh.
That's a good question.
What's the part where you just start
Yeah.
strangling
It's
her?
a decent question.
Starting to
Not
chop
Jeffrey
up the
Dahmer,
body.
Tony. No, I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer.
All right, well, here we are. Everything's set. The wheels, as always, are in motion. I feel like the energy is here. You guys ready to get this thing banging or what?
Hilarious.
This place is packed with comedians, as always,
All
all
right.
here to test out a new 60 seconds of material and get a chance to be interviewed by us and talk with us a bit. You have 60 seconds. At the end of that 60 seconds, you'll hear the meow of a kitty. That means your time is up. Don't go any much longer, or else you're going to hear the angry West Hollywood bear. Very angry tonight. So what do you guys say we get started, huh? Start picking names out of the bucket. Our first comedian tonight, Carlos De Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Come on
hello.
up.
Comedy Store employee.
Buddy.
Start now? So I work at a nightclub as a bouncer. I work here as a bouncer. It's very interesting. Sometimes they make us do stuff which I'm not really a fan of. The other week I was working an urban show, which is basically an all-black comic show. And there was one white guy in the audience. He was there with a black woman. And the host goes up to him and he asks him, "Hey man, how long have you been dating black women for?" And the guy looks at the host and goes, "What's your problem, N-word?" It got incredibly tense to the point where everybody was looking at me like, "Hey man, you got to do something to defuse the situation." So I was just going to record it and upload it to World Star Hip Hop, because that's what you do. I mean, like, what else am I going to do? Go run down there, get my ass kicked with them? You know? That's it. That's all.
Wow, just a lot of comedians complain that it's only 60 seconds. Some of them just come in with a hardcore 39 seconds. And, all right. So that actually happened.
Yeah, that actually happened.
Didn't you say that last time you were on?
Yeah, but I'm still working on
You said N-word or Edward?
it. N-word.
Oh. I got lost.
I think it was Edward the N-word.
Yeah. I thought I said Edward. What's the, huh? Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
so.
my bad.
So he said, what's your problem, nigga? I could
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then, and then what happened? Was it a fight?
No, there was no fight. Basically, what happened was the people were looking at me, and then because it was Esau on stage.
Yeah,
Esau,
yeah.
Esau basically was like, whoa, hey man, what's your name? And then the guy goes, Kunta Kinte.
Okay, then what happened?
Everybody stood up, and then that's pretty much what happened.
Well, what
Everybody
happened
stood
after
up.
they
Yeah,
stood
just
up?
everybody stood up, and like nothing really happened.
Who was the crowd?
The
stood up and
crowd.
clapped?
Like one at a
Just-
time, like Dead
just kind
Poets
of like
Society, or-
standing looking at the guy, waiting for him to say something else.
And then what happened?
Nothing.
They all sat down?
They all
so-
just sat down
so-
because Esau just kind of diffused the situation. So I mean, there's
How
really
did he defuse? He saw the nigga and then.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. I was there.
I think
have no
Esau.
idea.
I think the part that he missed is when Esau pulled out a gun with a silencer on it and shot him in his forehead.
So none of that happened. Like, so this white guy
Just
just
the white guy said
left
the word.
calmly with this black woman, called the host a nigga, and just rolled out.
Yep. Just
And
rolled out.
you enjoyed the show. You had the front row seat.
Yeah.
At post-racial America or
Yeah,
something
pretty
like.
much. Pretty much.
Nothing, and that's why the
That-
night's
no-
not
yeah,
happening
nothing
anymore.
happened.
Maybe like nothing happened.
So
So
I was thinking that somebody was gonna get their ass kicked that night. That's why I was gonna record it. Like, but nothing happened.
So you got to establish. Have y'all heard of World Star Hip Hop? 2 people, 3 people, and 4, and they're known for fights, right? And that's what people. Yeah, so you got to.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you got to talk about how you wanted to get a fight up. You know, what could that do for you? And
Okay.
then,
Maybe what you were expecting to see, like to
Something.
catch on the videotape, like.
like, maybe you could instigate. He called you a nigga. That's all you gonna do.
Yeah,
He sound
yeah,
like
yeah.
something like.
Right.
I don't know, like nothing happened.
Nothing. I
Right.
was surprised.
Were you
too.
disappointed? Like
Yeah,
that's
kinda.
the joke.
I was
kinda,
very
like-
disappointed. I was very disappointed that nothing actually happened.
Yeah, because there's few guarantees when things are exchanged where you feel like a situation's about to go down, and you
Yeah,
feel
I
like
thought that was
one
gonna
of
be
those
one of those
guaranteed
situations.
situations didn't happen.
So you were disappointed. It was like if you went to go see a movie.
Yeah, you
that
make a
was hyped
comparison.
up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then it sucked.
Okay.
and
Or
know
maybe
what I
you
mean?
go, I don't know. Yeah, maybe you order some sort of fucking meal at a drive-through and
Yeah, it
you
was like if
supersize
you-
it, and they don't.
Yeah, it's
fucking-
like if you meet a girl with big natural tits and her pussy is.
And the pussy's small.
What did
yeah,
we learn?
that's not what. What did we learn?
Theory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
something.
even that, I think the crazy twist in it is that in a room full of black people, some white guy said the N-word, and at the very end, because all you wanted was to get a good video clip, you ended up being the most offended when nothing happened, when the situation was
That is true.
diffused.
That is true.
Yeah, man.
That is true.
That's,
Well, there you go. That's a big bunch of tags.
I will say it was a suspenseful story. That was
Yeah, I was
it
engaged.
very interesting. I was like, what the fuck's gonna happen?
Yeah,
next?
yeah.
And it's so real. You're using your
Yeah.
perspective as a door guy. You know, people are probably wondering when they come see a comedy show, man, I wonder if anything crazy ever happens. So, you know, you can
Yeah, so
own
you
that.
got- yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You got
There
to
you
tell
go.
us some of those crazy things, too, that made you go, oh, it does. I want to hear that. Hear those stories, too. Yeah, but that's a good
Yeah,
one.
just fill in those blanks.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
There you go, Carlos De Jesus,
Los!
everybody. Not on Twitter, huh? Wow.
He says,
Carlos
bump
De
it.
Jesus. He works the door here. I used to work the door here. It's crazy.
I did my door time in South Bend, Indiana.
Oh, yeah?
Funny Bone. I was still in
Wow.
college. I used to see people and then be the house MC.
At Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Wow. You were
So
going
I-
to
I
Notre
did it,
Dame,
yeah.
working at a comedy club. How cool.
My 10,000 hours in, baby. I didn't know that this was a thing. I
Yeah.
didn't know you could come out here and do it.
I know.
For real?
That's exactly how it
I
was
did-
for me,
did
man.
every same run.
I had no idea.
You thought
Yeah.
comedy only existed at in Indiana.
No,
No.
not that. No, but I didn't know that the same thing I did in Indiana
Gotcha.
happened here.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
With the same, thing,
Yeah.
except you can, from here, you can go and, get
Right.
on the show.
Yeah.
I just went and headlined in, like, Ohio.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then moved to Chicago.
Any crazy door stories like that?
Nah, well, the owner was racist. He's dead now. His name's Paul Lane. And he was mad racist, but I didn't know that he
Right.
was racist because I grew up in a black neighborhood and I was just happy to get stage time. I had to have another black comic tell me, "Motherfucker's racist." I was like, "Oh yeah." I had such blinders
yeah, you were so
on,
eyes on
and he
the
never
prize.
said anything to my face because I'm a big dude, so I never caught it. But I mean, I will say this: this is not. I don't know if this is funny, but this is some ill shit. So to go to the Funny Bone back then, it was like $10 a ticket for a white comic. But then whenever like D.L. Hughley would come to town or Cedric the Entertainer or whoever would come to town, the tickets would be like $25 and they would up the drink prices.
Oh shit.
Wow.
So it's a blue collar town, so black people made the same amount of money, if not less, than the white people. So the money cost more, so they would tip less because they didn't. It was like, so then people like black people don't tip. It was like, well, it's triple to come here.
Right.
The one night they can afford it and they work under you. You know what I mean? So that was something that I didn't know that existed.
That's
He was like,
interesting.
some shit might pop off. I need security. Nothing ever happened. And it was a black
Right.
night. I mean, shit, you can call us nigga now, and
Nothing will happen. Yeah.
we the last
example.
person to do shit because we afraid of.
That's
you know.
evolution.
So I remember
right there.
seeing that, just going, "Wow, this is wild." And then they do the same at the Improv out here on Monday night. They used to up it, and it would be like, if you go to Monday night, that's Black Night at the Improv, and then you leave and try to stand around, there will be a cop with a gun telling you to
No shit.
move on. And like, white people don't have that experience.
No.
Like, you can just leave and hang out and talk about what a nice night. You don't have an armed person going,
That's so
beat it,
fucked
get
up.
to your car. I was like, I
crazy.
just paid like my rent in that motherfucker. Can I just talk outside? So that was something that I never forgot. I was like, well, it's the business, I guess. But yeah, I never forgot.
Yeah, there really is no white equivalent of being
don't
shoot
know.
along from some experience.
I
Hanging
don't know.
outside of fucking an Ellen taping, maybe just waiting too long or something.
You say the wrong thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Ellen's people coming at you. I don't know.
Dancing at you.
Yes. All right. Well, let's
Who's
move
next?
along
Who's
to our
next?
next comedian. Hands in the bucket. Here we go. Who's it gonna be? The name is Lil Bro.
Lil Bro!
Oh shit.
Great song.
Give it to him.
Hey, I was thinking, like, what if the Boston Tea Party was actually a misunderstanding and it was a transsexual party that they had in Boston and it just got misconstrued that night, like transsexuals are getting messed over. Like, you ever get ready to make love to a woman and get all the way butt naked, except I like to leave my watch on? Just so as soon as I come, I can say, look at the time. It's getting late. Hey, that's my time. I just want to work on those little tags right there.
There we go.
All right.
32 seconds worth of
seconds.
thunder.
I had something about doing porn like
that
you
so-
probably still got
Well,
that.
you're so
Do
broke.
it.
You ever need money and you look up in the newspaper and you see like $5,000 to do porn and you be like, what the fuck? But you show up and you get butt naked and they send a white dude in the room butt naked and he got this tree trunk and they tell you to turn around and put your hands on the wall. And you like, fuck this. You signed the papers. Fuck this. I ain't being part of this shit. That was something I was working on too. Cause it go deeper, man. Cause I'm like $5,000 to do porn shit, yeah, you know.
Right.
And I just imagine like going signing the paperwork, and then like you go ahead and get butt naked, and then the white dude come out with this tree trunk hitting his knee. And you trying to tell him, look, like when a chick come here, you know, keep your hands to yourself, stay on your side.
Let me go.
But yeah, let me get it in. But, you know, they call him Trevor and they call you. Like, hey, you, put your hands up against the wall and spread your legs.
They
like,
call him Trevor.
That's not a good beginning to any porn when they tell you your part is to put your hands up against the wall and spread your legs. Like, no, not with Trevor in the room.
Maybe that's when you look back at your watch for
right.
Look at the time.
Look at the time.
There you go. Yep. Double callback.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
Fuck yeah. The only thing I really didn't. I love all that, by the way. I didn't get the Boston Tea Party. Maybe I missed something.
Cause like transsexuals, they'll use the letter T before anything. Like, you know, cause I do a lot of online dating and shit, and you see like Teosaurus. You know, you think the bitch named Tina, so you click on that. And
Teosaurus.
yeah, it's like
wow.
it's a transsexual, so they use the letter T. So I'm thinking,
Wait.
know, like they had a party in Boston, because they call it the Boston Tea Party.
Well, you gotta
But
say
the
that
T
part
was
first.
short
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
transsexual.
You gotta say I do a lot of dating online. You gotta
Yeah,
say
yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
first,
yeah.
and then that.
Yeah, they
Other
gave me a
part, 'cause
minute.
At first, I was thinking because of their outfits.
And you took 32 seconds.
Because I wanted to hit that and hit a couple of more too.
Right, but that Boston Tea Party definitely needs the setup if you do a lot of online dating. The T is this. I love the Teosaurus. That's funny. So you can even get a laugh while setting it up. And then, you know, I mean, I still don't know if there's much there because it's just tea. I don't know. I think the premise is better than the Boston Tea Party, if that makes sense. Like, I think you can go with that tea thing and take it even different directions. Like, you know, was T-Boz from TLC. I don't know. You know, you can get weird with it. That's just the first T I thought of, by the way, for those of you that are hating on my T-Boz joke right now. It's just an example, and it's still got some laughs.
Wait, what I'm curious about is that you're on a dating site how are you seeing so many of these trannies pop up on your profile page?
Because that's what
Why
I
do you
want to
keep
say.
falling
Because
for
Like,
it?
no.
Because he's
It's
available
like-
to some.
Yeah.
If Teosaurus looks like a 9, he's getting
Yeah.
the call.
It's like these dudes think they're women, so they'll go
I know how it
in
works,
the
yeah.
women in the women category. Like they don't say like, you know, I put that on my profile like the requirements, you have to be born a woman and have a steady pulse.
So they don't have
Like-
right.
Yeah,
Is that how your bio starts?
Oh yeah.
You gotta be a woman.
Bitch, I need
Have
to
a
see
steady
baby
pulse.
pictures and everything.
you're saying-
Like,
Baby pictures.
you know, I'm like, you know, because they'll try to hide and do certain shit. You know, I'm like, no.
So they don't list that they're a tranny in their profile. And you're
They'll
saying,
put the T in. They think that's enough. Like that explains it. Like, oh, you didn't get it? No, bitch. I thought your name was Tina. You know,
see, like, this is funny. Yeah. That's
like,
funny.
yeah.
See, that's what I was saying
Yeah.
when I think the premise is funnier than the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
What you just said about Tina and the I need to see baby
Baby
pics.
pictures, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're painting a funny picture of a different. It's hilarious the fact that you're online dating and that because you get trannies because some men really believe that they're women. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
'cause listen-
and then at that point you're in and by the time you are into it, you know, baby pics, the Tina thing. I mean, that's hilarious.
Yeah, like
man.
listen to all the takes you just had on this whole issue. That's why I asked that question. I'm curious, like, how many have you had this conversation with any other comic friends? Because look how much.
I don't tell nobody.
Yeah,
that.
but look at all the questions. But I feel like that's a way. So, like, you had the beginning thought of the whole like tranny bit. Like, I feel like then I'd encourage to ask yourself questions like why you even thought of that bit, and then keep peeling back like all these things you just brought up based on that one question about why you. Seeing trannies on your dating site, and then all these things you just brought up, all these opinions you just had about that.
Yeah.
Now I feel like you're building the bit now based on asking all those questions. I feel like it's something.
Totally.
When you have that initial thought
with the online dating, because that'll kind of set it up, and then bring in the transsexuals. Yeah.
But in trying to figure out why you're talking about it, then ask yourself those questions, and then.
Oh, I know why I'm talking about it. Like,
Sure.
how the fuck you gonna call yourself a woman when you not? What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
You
Go
did drink
to the-
before, haven't you?
Huh?
You've
Yeah, I
been
feel like this is
tricked
coming from
before.
the place.
Oh no! Oh no!
Tina turned out to be Trevor.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I've
what I
been
was
tricked
asking
on
you.
like clicking on the picture because
Oh.
I'm looking at
But
it
some of
on
the
my
pictures
cell
are-
phone.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? They just had a
Well, there's
picture.
your problem.
up.
You need a desktop
What's
screen.
the
Yeah, nah.
picture? Like, what is the picture?
It's just like a one little small picture. Like I
No,
I
but
don't
like,
have
how can you
internet.
Of a
tell
butt
this-
cheek, but is it like a face? How are
No,
you
it's
not being
just
able to tell?
faces. It's like faces or like body pictures, but some of it might be blurred. You know what I'm saying? So
How blurred?
I'm just saying it's on my cell phone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm using my cell phone. I'm
Of
not
course.
using a laptop.
No, I've heard the
so,
word cell phone. Yeah.
So it's
But-
limited. It's limited as far as what you can see, but it's for females.
But you can
know
see
what
the
I'm saying?
face, and based off that headshot, you can't tell.
Which site
Yeah.
is this? Is this a free dating site? Or
Yeah,
is this
yeah,
one
it's
you gotta
free
pay?
dating.
It's
site.
free as fuck.
Blurred.
when Tiasaurus
No,
is in
I'm
the
saying
mix.
I'm saying like I've been to a lot of sites where like especially like out here like
You don't meet Tiasaurus on Christian Mingle. You know what I'm saying?
hey, cause they are, man. I'm telling you, they everywhere, and they're like, nah.
They're everywhere, like
Yeah,
they're
I'm
fucking-
telling you.
They're everywhere. I don't know about that. You might want to check your
Are you
settings one more
serious?
time on this.
I've never had this problem ever.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
talking about
I seen
just out
dancing
in
outside of
Hollywood.
donut shops
yeah,
in like
yeah.
Santa Monica and Highland.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, since I've been out here, I've never seen that shit. Like,
Where'd you
not
come out
like
here
that.
from?
Houston.
You gotta say that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
do a
'cause then
whole
that gives
bit
us-
about
Okay,
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm like, it was like I felt like I was in Little Red Riding Hood, because I said I got tricked. I met a chick online.
funny.
So that's why I moved out here.
Oh, whoa! So you met, and that was a man that you met? Or
Yeah,
that was-
it's a transsexual. No, that's a joke. Look, he did
Oh
like,
shit! Well, see, yeah. Well, I'm also going.
we don't know what's real and what's not. Yeah, we can't
No,
wait.
because I do the metateo, like how he got food. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like, so I got food and moving here because I met some chick online, and like when I saw her, I went to go meet her, and the bitch just had the door like a little bit open, and
Only
I'm
one
like,
eyeball sticking through, like.
No, the
Oh.
door was like open. I'm like, bitch, I'm not coming in. So she stick her feet out. You know what I'm saying? And the bitch got big feet. So I felt like Little Red Riding Hood. I'm like, Ma, what big
Well,
feet you have?
That's
You
hilarious.
know what I'm
See,
saying?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I do that. I
Hilarious.
do that. And then,
Let me ask you something real
yes,
quick.
yes.
You got transvestites, you got transsexuals. Which ones have had the sex change operation?
I don't know, man. I don't even keep up with it. I know they all dudes, motherfucker. That's all I care about.
It's another thing
Yeah.
to add with it, man.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
like,
all
I'm-
stuff to take.
I'm
This
not
is all now part of a
into
2 or
it.
3 minute long
I just
bit.
know it happens. Like if you click on some shit, because you just clicking on, just see a picture or whatever. Like it could be a trick. Like they back could be turned, or it'd be like a lot of people in the picture. They get you with that. You
Sure.
know. Like
So
it's
what do
either
you-
like 2 or 3 women. You be like, well, which one is the bitch?
You know, like
You know,
Yeah, we
we
don't know.
know, we know.
We're new at this. We
Yeah.
still have our tranny wheels on.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wait, so what's your requirement for the full? What do you need? You need a full photo, no friends
nah,
around.
Email. That's all. To start the account.
More like she-mail, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, that's it? All right. This is a fucking weird crowd.
When they have that
Winning
sex
room.
change, when they have that sex change, they don't just whack it up. They turn that banana inside out and make a pouch.
Oh,
That's what they do
Jesus.
with that, so they can feel, have orgasm, have good feelings.
Iron Patriot, would you ever have sex with a post-op training?
No, I don't do that. I like nice, normal, cute women. I don't do the lady boy. or nothing.
Even if he had good feet, like
No,
pretty
no,
feet,
no,
like
there's
if he
no
had, look, hold on, like you never seen a guy feet
No,
look
I
so
don't
good
like
ever.
feet.
Okay.
Hey, what does it mean when you teabag somebody? Because that could maybe be with a Boston party or something. What is that term? Is that a sexual term when you teabag somebody? What does that mean?
How do you not know this, Patriot?
Anybody in the audience want to field this one? There you go, buddy.
There you go.
Stick your balls where?
It's the
Okay, that's
it's the
He
said
scientist
where?
from earlier.
He said where?
But maybe with the Boston Tea Party, you could connect that somehow. Teabag.
I don't think you need it at all, man. I think it's a
Yeah.
whole different bit,
Yes.
and that should be that
Yeah.
should
Yeah,
come
that's a
out if
different lane.
if you
Yeah,
take all
yeah.
the things that just
Yeah, I
happened
won't
here.
even
I mean,
worry
that's
about
at least up to a
You
couple
came up
minutes.
here with a as soon as you grabbed that mic, I felt like, oh shit, this guy's got something to say. I'm
Yeah.
definitely curious. And then I heard a couple just really tiny pieces of something much bigger that I think you've either thought about or not thought about. It sounds like as soon as you started talking to us, you're like, no, I've thought about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, then fucking say that. Say the shit that you're thinking about. Anytime you're like, oh, this is what I mean, because I feel like what you came in with was something you tried to sit down and write. But maybe have conversations with people about this shit, because look how much naturally funny you just float out with all your takes on everything.
Yeah, like one thing a lot of we try to do, don't cheat the bit. Like, just say the whole thing. Like, don't think we won't get it or won't understand it. I mean, because we enjoy, like, all those pieces, and you might not know where you could jump off. But, like, if you open with Boston Tea Party right now, there's the whole political thing with Tea Party, and so it's a little
trying to follow a
confusing.
completely different path.
Like who you are specifically talking. You're not even talking about that. You're talking about being tricked online.
Yep.
You're talking about being lied to.
And it's a much better way.
It's a much more relatable thing too. You say Tea Party, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know much about that shit.
I kind of because it has so many different meanings now. As far as saying,
and you've been tricked so many times. You know. The tea thing.
Oh,
nobody know that.
Talk about sucking.
Talk about the big toe you sucked.
Talk about the big toes you sucked. Yeah.
Heck yeah, there you go, Lil Bro, everybody. He's at Lil Bro on Twitter, LILBROUGH. Fuck yeah, that's fun.
Oh, in Manti Te'o's defense, because I went to Notre Dame, it is easy to have an imaginal, whatever the fuck the word is, girlfriend. Imaginary girlfriend at Notre Dame. The pickings are slim. It's better now, but I can see how
a lot of dudes go there, right?
Yeah. I'd rather have an imaginary girlfriend than be fucked in the shower. Like Penn State.
That would be a good that would be a good, I don't know, like a Jeopardy question? No, not Jeopardy. What game show would offer up those options?
Yeah.
For what?
I guess like Let's Make a Deal.
For
have an imaginary girlfriend or what was it?
Or raped in the shower.
Yeah, I guess probably.
Yeah, let's make a deal. What's behind wall number 2?
There you go.
It's a shower. Pull down your pants. All right. Your next comedian, everybody. Eric Svedez.
Hey! Oh, here he
Whoa,
goes.
he's running.
Right.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, hey, everybody.
All right.
It's Eric Svedez, but if my name was any more butchered, it would probably be a Syrian infant. So it's understandable. Yeah, I know, it's too dark. You guys, I really don't like getting charged for goods and services that I didn't initially, agree to. And I found out recently that I've been paying both AT&T and the U.S. government to spy on me. One of those services has got to go. I can't be paying double for privacy invasion. Is it just me, or does it seem like we're like as a whole we're oh, this is terrible.
Stay in there. Stay in there.
I've got more jokes about apathy, but I don't know if you guys would give a fuck, honestly. Thank you.
There it is.
All right, here we go.
All right.
All right, here we go. Fuck yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, there's just right off the bat. I mean, just do you give a fuck about those jokes that you just said? Do we give a fuck? Like, I don't know if we'll give a fuck about them.
That is a joke because that's the definition of apathy is not giving a fuck.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Usually that one gets a good laugh when I do it right.
Nice.
Yeah.
What did we miss on this last go around?
What went wrong?
I think my brain is upset.
Why is your brain upset?
I don't know. It's getting back at me. Or something I did to it, maybe. I don't know. Creeping up on me here at the Comedy Store.
I love it, man.
So,
how long have you been doing stand-up?
Since 2009.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you consider like what your thing to like talk about? Like what interests you when you grab that mic? What do you feel like you want to say?
Oh, I like talking about social issues.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like like things that I feel like matter.
Is there a lot more behind that butchered Syrian child fucking opener that you?
Yeah, that came off naturally.
I like that one just changes over time,
Right.
depending on who we're
Whatever children are
smashing
getting
the
slaughtered.
heads.
Yeah,
Whoever's
totally.
getting
Yeah.
butchered.
Yeah, you gotta evolve with
And
it.
you
Yeah.
know everybody's going to say your name pretty much not completely correctly.
Yeah, I had
every
2
time.
sets tonight. I think maybe that was what fucked me up. One based on if you didn't get my name right, and one if you got it right. And then I think too many options for me
Yeah.
this evening. Yeah.
All in just a minute, you were gonna pack that in.
Yeah, I was gonna try to fucking pack it in there.
Oh wow, Jesus! All right, so where'd you
sorry.
start stand up at?
In San Francisco,
San Fran. How long have you been in LA?
about 1.5 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Your AT&T joke was good because it's true,
Uh-huh.
but it also made me go not enjoy the joke so much because I was like kind of bummed out about it. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, he's right. They both what? I don't know. You should find something more zany to put in there, just so you don't bum. Because I mean, it's funny. The idea is very funny, but
I feel like I lost my boner like over there. You come out strong, and it's surprising that people will laugh at how horrible the world is.
Right.
Well, but that didn't happen tonight.
How much material would you say since you started in 2009? Like, if you had to do all of your material that you had, how long would you say that would come out to?
I think I have like a good, like a real good, maybe 8 minutes,
Nice.
but
Oh, that's
maybe only 6.5 or 7.
Oh, okay.
You
I
know?
see.
Man, when you looked at your paper in the very beginning, what were you looking for? Is that a part of your persona, or did you really go blank and you wanted to see?
No, I think this is the problem
What-
for this evening.
Do you
There
always
I
go
had
up
two.
with
I had
paper?
2. Sometimes I use it to remind me.
Oh, did it help you tonight? Did you?
No,
okay.
it fucked me up.
Because
Totally.
I sensed that. And so you.
I think if I would have just
Yeah.
gone with what was on my head, on top of
Yeah.
my mind, that
When you usually go on stage for longer than a minute, do you stay in the pocket, as they say, like with your material, or if something doesn't go your way, do you feel like you naturally just kind of give up on it, or do you try to just
try
fight
to
through
stay
it?
in the moment.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't you do that with even just a minute?
I don't know.
Yeah. Think about
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just because
Yeah.
because I feel like it's obviously it's tough to get your point of view and a lot of funny into just a minute of stand up. But
I
but
think
even if
I
you're
did
gonna-
that when I said this was terrible. That was my shining moment of recognizing the moment, of being in the moment.
Yeah.
Is when I said,
And people laughed at
this
that.
fucking sucks.
Yeah, so maybe take some of that in the momentness and just carry it all the way through. Because obviously, you never get a fair chance for yourself to get a gauge on your material or getting better, and also we don't get a chance to get a gauge for you if you're just not fully
No.
giving it a shot.
Yeah.
You deliver pizzas?
No.
You look like you do, and you should definitely talk about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, either that or
Okay.
you look like you got your
Where's
wardrobe
Waldo?
from
Yeah. Where's
the set of a
Waldo?
pizza delivery.
Hey, a
TV
pizza
show.
pie. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
do,
Or
I've
maybe
never
don't do
done
that,
it
but yeah.
before, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
Maybe not the accent so much.
Not
but
so
just-
much the guy
Yeah, yeah.
who's making the pizza,
making the
as much
pizza.
as the guy in the hatchback that has to get it to a place. in
Is
a
this your
half
normal
hour.
look? Like if you were an action figure with punchlines about killing children, would you like? If you pulled the string, that would be. But like, this would be your attire. Like, is this a normal getup for you? Always the hat?
I wear a hat sometimes.
Because I dig it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or take the hat off. Was it?
Oh wow,
Matty Edgar.
it's
Who's that?
what's that British show? Oh, Doctor Who, right? No. Okay.
Who?
You watch Doctor Who?
No, I don't. But I just think he looks like the DVD box set that Amazon's always recommending to me for some reason.
When you found out you're paying AT&T and the government
Uh-huh.
money to spy on you,
Yeah.
what did you do about it?
Well, I talked to an AT&T representative about it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what
Tell
did
that
they
story.
say?
They didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
That's
They told me to go talk to the government. They gave me the number of the FCC.
And did you call them yet?
No, I didn't call the FCC yet.
That's where the joke is.
Yeah,
to
do
me.
that.
It's like you said, like he made a good point. A lot of times people say stuff that's just correct.
Uh-huh.
You were correct. It was a fact that shows that you're smart and you very observant.
Uh-huh.
But when you say something that's correct in front of a group of people who don't know you, they
Uh-huh.
just go, "That's correct."
Uh-huh.
So they may not laugh. And I see a lot of young comments like expecting for the laugh. But you just said 2 + 2 is 4, and they go, "Yep."
Yeah.
So like, just what did you do
Yeah, where it becomes
after
unique.
it. And like you don't need to like rebel rouse and be like, "Oh, y'all with me, man? Just tell the story. Like, what did you do next?" 'Cause that's
Well,
funny.
in Brian's
AT&T.
instance, it made him angry.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. 'Cause you did a 2 + 2 = 4, but then I was like, God damn that 4.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a
And even,
disappointing.
but even
four.
people that are hearing that and getting angry about it, then like take them on, like, what did you do about it to make them? Because
Right.
obviously you're making them feel something emotionally connected to what you're talking about, which is great. So now they're with you, and so now it's like where you make it a unique bit to you is where you follow up on whatever your actions are after that. Calling
Maybe
back.
there's even something in like, do you even really need to call and complain? Because if they're really listening, they should know
right.
you're already
Yeah,
upset
You
about
should just
it.
tell them to call you. Yeah. Call
Right,
me.
you could just sit there on hold and give them. When they put you on hold, you just start spouting off every complaint you have because if they're listening, then they'll hear it. If that makes sense.
Something.
It does
I mean,
make
it's
sense.
sort of another 2 + 2 = 4, but I mean,
But you could get silly with it. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Using the idea that they're already listening and already watching, you can go into these weird paths of crazies.
I love
shit.
that it says there's always 3 lines here on the sign-up sheet: the name, their Twitter, and the topic. Eric Svedes, your topic was burgers.
Yeah.
You didn't mention
You
burgers
talking
at
No,
all.
about- man.
that's not worked out yet.
Do you flip burgers?
No, I don't flip burgers.
Eat them?
Not lately.
What's the social commentary on burgers?
Well, I feel like burgers are pretty American.
Hell yeah,
Right?
they are.
That's another
So-
correct statement. Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely German.
Germans like burgers. What?
Hamburg.
That's yeah.
Cracked him up.
So yeah, I don't really have any good. I want good burger material. I'm working on it. I'm fucking daily. I sit down for hours and I write and I'm like hoping for to have the to connect with true creativity and get
Burgers.
the cheeseburger bit. Yeah.
And maybe you could do something on veggie burgers. I like those a lot.
There you
Like
go.
green beans and rice.
See, I found it. It's very specific. I just found it very funny that you got really fired up there, the most fired up you've been since
Yeah.
you've been up here, about wanting a good burger bit. Like,
Right.
what the fuck? Like,
But
what
yet
is
you
that
haven't
about?
had
I feel
burgers
like-
in a while.
Yeah.
Seems like that's something that you have felt more emotion about than
I
the
think-
actual even social commentary on the stuff of the spying on you and stuff like that. It seems like you really are passionate about burgers.
If you're going to talk
I just
about
wanna-
Syrian kids getting butchered, I feel like that because you're getting a reaction, but then it's like now I want to hear like what you have to say after that. Instead of maybe- unless that's
well,
just your,
seems
your
like you
thing.
I
care
just want to
about
talk
burgers.
about things that are important to me and them. So if like I have to bridge the gap with a burger, I'll do that.
So what would you say if you were going to bridge the gap with the
Oh,
burger?
I'm like digging myself into a big hole here. I'm telling you, I sit there for hours. I'm waiting
Oh,
to
it's
get
okay.
the burger
It's all
bit,
good.
and I
It's
don't
all
have.
good. You can just relax.
But when you're sitting there
It's
for
okay.
hours, what are you thinking about burgers that's frustrating you so
Just
much?
thinking about fucking Americans just eating burgers, and being like, "Oh, Syria."
oh, Syria?
Yeah, I
love
mean, that's
your
what I eat
style.
when I eat a fucking burger.
I love
I
what's
think
going
about
on.
little children that are starving when I eat a burger.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
What do you
think
think? What
about
do you
the
think they think about
bloated-
when you're eating that burger?
What do little kids starving in Africa think about me eating a burger?
First of all, it's little kids starving in L.A. Everybody goes.
yeah. Why's Africa always the go-to?
But,
Africa is always the go-to
right?
Continent. It's over 40 countries, man. Little kids starving down the street, bub.
Yep.
You ain't got- Have you ever been to Africa? Where are you from?
I'm from Central Coast of California.
Stay there, man. Talk about burgers there. You ain't got big starving African kids.
I've never
to
seen
you.
an American with a bloated belly. Like,
Yes, you have. Just go to Walmart. Go to fucking. Just go 20 miles outside of L.A. They're everywhere, bub. It's
Hilarious.
obese motherfuckers.
oh no, I mean
everywhere.
from starvation.
Oh, that happens too. It's in America. Yeah. Just Google it.
I mean, I've been
Look
to
it
an Indian reservation. It's pretty sad there. Should talk about that, huh?
Eric, I like your style. There you
Okay,
go. Eric
thanks.
Svedes. That's Eric Svedes
Eric
on Twitter.
Svedes.
Svedas. Fuck yeah, man. It's got an interesting perspective on things. All right, your next comedian is Joseph P. Larkin.
I wanna rock right now. I'm Rob Bass and I came to get down. I'm not
Yeah.
internationally known, but I'm known to rock the mic.
All right.
All right, hey guys. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Joseph Larkin from Slidell, Louisiana. I'd like to start off with an impression. This is my impression of stand-up comedian and best-selling author Jerry Seinfeld suffering from throat cancer.
What is the deal with hospital food? I try to get better here, not sicker.
All right, this is a $100 prop, you stingy fucks. I need to get my money's worth, so this is my impression of the theme from Jaws, also suffering from throat cancer. Yay! All right, that's it. That's all you get.
That's awesome. I fucking love it, man. That's hilarious.
Thank you.
That's a
Can I ask you
solid
guys a
54
question?
seconds. Sure. Sure.
Is your robot autistic?
No.
Like, what's going on in there?
He has throat cancer.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's a scary tool. That he,
It really
I
is.
hate that tool.
I remember being a professional wrestling fan when I was younger. And there was a part where the Undertaker's brother came out of nowhere, made an appearance for the first time. His name was Kane, and it was like a huge deal when I was a kid in wrestling. The Undertaker had a younger brother that was the same height as him. He had gotten caught in this house fire. There's a whole storyline. I mean, we were all on the edge of our seats. Anyway, Kane, after months of just crushing people, it was a big Monday Night Raw. Tonight, Kane speaks his first words, and he came out, and he had a microphone, and he pulled out of his spandex basically one of those and just basically said, like, Undertaker, I'm going to kill you. And I remember being a kid and seeing that and being like, what the fuck is that thing? So then I went to my mom goofing around like later that night or the next day or something. I'm like, hey mom, what are you doing? And she's like, don't ever do that, because she has this terrible fear of, she was once on an elevator with some creepy guy who pulled one of those out and was like, hey little girl, or something like that. So yeah, when I see those things, it's a long way to that story, which
No,
is
that was
just
a good
that.
idea.
But that is considered like a very scary tool. Is there anything else you can do with it, or is that what you got on it so far?
You can use it as a vibrator, I guess. I don't know.
Oh wow, there you go. Do you use it as a vibrator?
I don't kiss and tell, my friend.
There you go. Fuck yeah.
What was Jerry Seinfeld your first impression when you first bought that, and you were like, "This is gonna fucking
Actually,
maybe work"?
it was originally Larry the Cable Guy, and he said, "Gotta get right with God." No one really got that one though, so I had to dumb it down. Imagine dumbing it down from Larry the Cable Guy.
Wow.
Go figure. Anyway,
Where are you from?
I'm from Slidell, Louisiana. Yeah,
Oh, that's why you said that.
outside of New Orleans.
Yeah, when you said that originally, you said it like so smooth and quickly. I didn't get it. It was like a blur. You know what I mean? You really know you've said that a few times.
I
Say
said it
again.
like 1,700
Where
times.
are you from?
Slidell, Louisiana.
See how that's like almost all one word? Slidell, Louisiana.
Do you know people with those little machines there?
No.
Have you had somebody come up to you after the show and go, "My so and so died from"?
Yeah.
this,
Oh
that,
no.
that"?
Yeah.
that.
I've had people while I'm doing it say, "That's not funny. My uncle just died of cancer."
Yeah.
To which I respond, "Well, of course, because when I wrote this joke 4 years ago, I thought one day I'll be doing a shitty fucking pizza parlor in East LA, and I'll get you, you
Oh
fuck."
wow, that was a
I
very
got- you know-
specific show that happened at.
Yeah. Sorry.
Have you ever gotten heckled by a person with one of those and just had a battle off
No.
it? Why are you heckling me?
Jerry Seinfeld wouldn't say that.
That is interesting. So was it really 4 years ago that you wrote that you got the prop?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I have to say, just because it cost $100, it has stayed in my act.
Right.
It will stay. It will stay in my act forever.
Wow.
So is that what's keeping you from actually doing, like, not using it, just because you bought it?
Nah, I mean, you know. Well, yeah.
I mean, that's probably why I still wear this vest, so I kind of side with
That's
you.
what happened with Gallagher. He just bought a sledgehammer one day, and he's like, fuck. I got to put
It
this
worked
thing
for
to
him?
use. What's something cheap and explosive that I could buy? Oh, a watermelon.
Have you always used that in your act?
Yeah, actually, this is like one of the first jokes I wrote when I started. I bought the thing off of eBay to do this joke.
What was that day like?
What's that? $100, man.
Right.
I mean, look how shabbily dressed I am. I don't have $100.
No, but like, what happened leading up to that day where you were like, "Fuck, I gotta change it up. I gotta stand out."
Yeah, when
Maybe
did you
I'll-
decide that your comedy voice was going to be through a voice box?
Was eBay already up in your browser, staring at you in the face?
I don't know.
You were like, "I need a fucking dildo. Wait a minute, that thing I can shove it on my neck and get some comedy out of
Kill
it."
2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
Like, what was the thought process? I'm asking to pick that up.
I really wish I knew, man. I don't know. It was a bolt from the blue.
Yep, don't know what that means, but
Divine intervention.
there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, I say fucking extend it. I want to see an hour
Yeah,
next
totally.
time of
Yeah,
all
yeah.
with the
Yeah,
voice
I want to see.
box.
I don't want that to
what
be a
you should
closer
do?
or an opener.
Yeah, you should just come up and immediately. Talk
Maybe
from
you're
it.
the guy with
Right.
that. Why don't
Yeah,
you be
what
the
if that's
guy
what
and
it
say
Yeah,
the impressions?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. If you start with
Start
it and
with
never
it.
mention it, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Stop
and after
apologizing
everything
for
is,
having it.
and then
Yeah.
you go throat cancer joke. Every impression's
whole
throat
thing.
cancer. And then you can just do an impression of anybody.
Wear a
You
scarf.
just say, "This is my impression of blah, blah, blah," and they're going to be waiting for throat cancer, and then you just take it
off
away
and kill the impression.
and just
Yeah.
crush.
And do an amazing impression that actually sounds
You
like
get
the
a
person.
standing O.
Yeah.
That's how that shit happens.
I think we just figured out your career for you.
Hell yeah.
special
I
act,
think
Bob.
Andy Kaufman figured that out, though.
He did something like that,
Yeah.
but
Very
he didn't have
similar.
a voice box. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean,
This
it's-
is like 21st century Andy Kaufman. Guys.
I wouldn't go that
Whoa.
far.
Okay.
right. It's definitely
I
not.
wouldn't go that far. But
Other than the lung cancer
Probably
part.
right.
That's
Wow.
it. Only
Tony's
all right.
quick.
I just don't get it.
got it. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I heard about somebody one time that was so addicted to smoking, even when they put that hole in their throat, they're still putting the cigarette up to that hole to smoke.
There you go.
That's tragic.
hardcore. You don't use the cigarette in the act or something. They showed me that shit in high school, one of those films with a hole in my throat. That's scary.
It is scary. Well, there's
I
that.
used to be a stoner, I would smoke cigarettes, but this time around when I'm a stoner, I'm not smoking cigarettes. I'm glad about that.
Is this your real Twitter handle, Joseph?
At white male.
That's
yes.
actually you. You're the white male.
I got it. I got it, guys. Yep.
Wow, that is unbelievable. When did you get on Twitter?
2008, maybe. I don't know.
Had to be early on. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what, like a year after it came out or something.
Wow.
Right around there. I mean, you had to be the white male. What made you pick that?
Well, I don't know. I thought it would be an amusing commentary on the blandness of me. I am a white male. That's it.
Maybe
What
that there's
heritage are
something
you? Like,
in
where are
it.
your people from?
My mother's family is Polish, and my father's family is Irish. So we're so stupid we don't remember to drink all the time.
Don't ever do that again.
That might have been a good time to put the voice box up there.
Yeah, do those jokes through the box.
It's interesting to me that you keep labeling yourself as like you wanted to do something innovative, and you just called yourself bland when you were naming white male. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's just a lot of material in that too that you think that you're. But what is it about you that makes you think that you're so plain and bland?
Oh shit, man! Look at me. I don't know.
That's a good way
No,
to.
I said 90% of my act is just me talking about how much I hate myself. Also women and minorities.
What about women? What about?
Oh,
Whoa,
Jesus!
whoa.
All right.
Whoa, whoa! See, now we're getting somewhere.
And don't get me started on those gays. Oosh.
Don't get you started on what?
Nothing.
No.
Oh my God!
No. Because hey, man.
By the way, please do that in your.
Oh
act,
yeah, if
You
you
gotta
gonna
be
talk,
fucking
that's the thing,
shitting
man.
me.
Look, white comics, if you're gonna talk about how you hate black people, please do it in front of black people. Don't do that shit in front of safe white shit, and then you'll see if it's really funny.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do because because you're generalizing, and so everybody is different. So do it, but for real, be brave, but do it in front of a black club. If
Right.
you're doing cancer jokes, you feel this. Do it, and then
Yeah.
see what happens. You might strike on to something because if but I'm curious.
Should we get into this? Yeah. What do you hate about black
Yeah,
people?
what do you hate?
Oh, I don't actually hate black people.
Right. What about women? You listed that as
Oh,
one
I
of the
definitely hate
options.
women now.
So you were honest about the women part. I mean,
Oh,
you
for sure.
definitely hate women is the words that you just said.
Yeah.
Nah,
And then you
I'm-
said, and also minorities less
Also
than
minorities.
a second later.
Yeah.
But
Came
that's
right
not
after.
true at all.
That's not
Because
accurate.
you
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
Owen
yeah.
was sitting
I
right
forgot Owen
next
was
to you.
right here, yeah.
New Twitter handle at Wishwashy. Yeah. Flip flopper.
Single white male.
I wonder if that thing will work if, all right, white male. Joseph P. Larkin, there he goes,
Good luck to
everybody.
Thank you,
Yeah, good
guys.
luck.
I want to see an hour through the voice box next time. I had a feeling when I saw at white male, I'm like, he's got to be a little racist.
I went to
Louisiana.
school with a guy. I went to school with a guy last name Larkin, and he was an interesting cat. So
Yeah.
I wonder if you guys are related.
Probably his older brother or something.
He was from the South. I don't know where though. It's interesting.
Do you have an older brother, Joseph? There you go.
Man, good luck, brother.
Why did he call me autistic, Tony?
Oh,
that
look
was
at my
one of
little
them.
defensive baby over there. A lot can penetrate that thick layer of armor he has on. Why did he call me? I think he said artistic, and you are very artistic.
That's okay. That's okay.
His hand just twitched when he said that.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, just did it again. We noticed a few weeks ago that he has a left arm twitch when he gets excited about something.
Oh wow.
I got a secret. I put my hand here.
I can see that. You're not allowed to do that, though. I don't want you doing that. I don't.
That's enough.
I don't
You
want.
only get one day. Tomorrow belongs to me.
I got an idea.
Is that your catchphrase?
Yeah.
What can I say? I had to save the best for last. Tonight I will kill the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, I like that one. Oh.
You know what?
That's something the Green Goblin would say, Tony.
You know those things that, as a kid, that you pull the string and,
I
it, shows,
fucking-
and
Yeah.
it has like a cow or
Yeah.
a horse. We should get one of those and tape it to the side of him, and then tie this string to his arm, so every time he twitches, it makes an animal sound.
Right.
See, it worked because I got to do. I go like
Don't
this.
I don't like you doing it. I like the natural twitch more, and so does everybody else.
I told you I
A
gotta
lot
get
of
rid of that before the podcast festival. I can't be looking like
no, man. I'm telling you, when I was in Phoenix and Columbus, I had a lot of people come up to me and specifically even mention your arm twitching as being one of their new fit. Of course, they like it.
Damn. No lady with the twitching. They don't. That ain't
You're not getting any ladies either way, Patriot. Come on.
Don't give up hope on me, Tony.
2004, bro. Never forget.
No.
Never forget. All right.
Back in the game before you know it.
Let's get another comedian up here. This is so much fun. So glad you guys were able to do this with me tonight.
great.
Pleasure.
Coming down the straightaway. Put your hands together for Keith Soul.
Yeah, Keith.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not here, and you know what that means. He gets blacklisted. Boom. He'll never be able to do the show again.
Oh, is
and
that's
that
what
is
that
how
means?
it works. Yep.
Wow.
And sorry, Keith, but you're done. I was pretty surprised because we were just about to make it through with no blacklisting. So
What if he
first
was
time.
bidding for one of those voice box things on eBay and he had to like take care of that tonight? Like, what if they have a legit reason and they don't show up?
There is no legitimate reason.
Fair enough.
Wow.
You sign up, you be a professional.
Fair enough.
All right.
Put your hands together for Kenny Lyon.
Kenny Lyons! Kenny! Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I watched the BBC radio interview of Kanye West, and I found out that I am brainwashed. I am brainwashed to think negative thoughts, bullshit thoughts, thoughts like, my life sucks. I can't find a job. You know, I try to switch it up by remembering shit is going down in Syria, everybody. They life suck. They can't work because they're dead. But I learned something real interesting in this Syria situation. Russians got real interesting last names. For example, the president, his last name is Putin. I wish my last name was Putin. Be like Kenny putting it down.
Okay, that's your minute. Fuck yeah. You had a little technical difficulties there. You got some extra time in, just enough to get the Kenny putting it down.
I don't know what just happened. Funny though.
Yeah, definitely. It's a fun adventure to get to because they're dead. Yeah, that's just funny. It's funny.
You do normal sets a lot, don't you? Like 5-10 minute sets. I would love to see that sometime.
Yeah, you do, and you hit the circuit a lot, right? I always see you around. You've been on the show a lot, right?
Yeah.
So how's that going for you? You having fun?
As a matter of fact, Jim went from being homeless to living across the street. Everybody.
Yeah.
That's a little fuck yeah.
That's great, man.
Wait, Jim?
Yeah.
You're talking about some other guy?
No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what?
Are you dating him?
That was
Nah.
you. You were homeless.
Well, I crash at wherever he stays. You know, he's cool. He took me under his wing with a hernia, and
He had a hernia or you had a hernia?
he had a
I'm
hernia.
lost, yo.
Right. Super lost.
Somebody had a hernia and was homeless, and you're hanging out with them.
So
Now he's got a place, so now you got a home.
And you're underneath
Fuck
him at his home.
How's his hernia?
luckily he got it surgically removed
Yeah.
at the USC hospital. Everything's great. I had to rake up the lawn today, so that's why I didn't get to come for the open mic.
Is it a house or an apartment?
Yeah, it's like a house.
He's got a house?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, he went from nothing to something.
Are you sure you guys aren't squatting at some empty house? Raking the lawn
The
at a
real
house?
jokes.
From homeless to house?
How quick was this transition from homeless to house?
Real quick. It just went from like 2 months. Like
2 months?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I know that's what you're saying. You just said it. Yeah. But like what? But
Into a
what
microphone.
happened in between that time?
He was basically taking care of other comedians' crib, like while they were going out of state, and he was taking care of the dogs. Well, technically, I was taking care of the dogs because his hernia doesn't allow him to. You
Sure.
know.
So people saw a guy sitting on the street asking for change, possibly chewing on some fucking shoes, and they said, "Hey man, you want to watch my pets for me while I go on the road?"
He has an iPhone, so he could post shit on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
He's not homeless.
That's like time machine shit right there. He's got an iPhone.
Okay.
All right, Kenny, we're done with you.
Thanks.
Good job, man.
At Kenneth Lion on Twitter. Kenneth Lion, just
Yeah.
like the animal, talking about Russian
I had other
Prez as
questions.
his topic. You have a question?
No, I had other questions, but I mean, I could ask a ton of questions.
Yeah,
for
we're getting
everybody.
towards that end of the show. We're ready for our final segment. Thanks to all the comedians who signed up, and I apologize if you did not get up. Keep signing up. We'll see you next week. We'll always have more fun guests. Now, for the regular part of the show, we always have two women who have been being built in this room every 60 seconds for 18 weeks in a row.
Wow.
One right now is in Florida. She let us know that she was going to be away. She still wrote a new minute. She sent it in to us, but we're between some technical difficulties and another previous plan, we're not going to get to her material tonight. So instead, we're going to just go with the woman that has been with us since episode 1. She was the only female on the show then, and she's still with us. Episode 18. Put your hands together for Sarah Mostajabi, everybody, with a new 60 seconds.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hi. So I'm bisexual. Not nearly as supportive as my parents. Or as the guys I like to date call it, yes. I don't really understand that reaction. I think there's going to be a lot of threesomes in there. But I think we all know when you like a girl, the last thing you want to see is some dude fucking her. So I don't think so. I guess being disappointed by like one gender wasn't enough for me. I wanted to like double my money. So it's great. I actually, to be honest with you guys, I had a show last night, and so I haven't really focused on this very much. That's all I have. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I was
well,
ending so
you could have
fucking
just said
awkwardly.
that's all you have, but you also mentioned that you had a show last night that was more important to you than our
No.
show. But I'll tell you, you know, for
I
what
had
it's...
to do 8 minutes there. So
wow.
I had to
really stretching it.
focus on it.
Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah. But luckily, thanks to this, I have like almost 20 minutes. Not really. I think I have a good 13 minutes because of you guys. so.
Holy shit. That's exciting. Hey, I like that 40 seconds a lot.
Yeah, that was
and
great.
I would
Okay.
say that that's
Thanks.
probably my favorite of everything. And
Thanks.
it's so much fun to see growth. Like you stayed in one topic, and it's an interesting take because it's pretty true, right?
It's unfortunately true. Yeah.
Right.
The
And I
bisexual stuff?
like how you played off of their response and the way that you did that. I mean, for 18 weeks or whatever you're at, I mean, that's pretty cool that you're just naturally playing around and just feeding off of that. And since you've been, sort of just doing this as a regular thing where it at least appears that it's mostly about material, even though it's not. And the fact that you can bounce off of some people, obviously somebody back there, and that happens in real shows, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And no matter where you go, there's almost always some comedian in the back of the room that's ready to try to be funny off of something like, yeah, she's a bisexual, yeah, you know what I mean? So you can almost count on that.
Yeah. I kind of, what's really funny, and I think I learned this from something you had said to someone else, is just to kind of have those things prepared depending on people's reactions. Like if you get like if you're expecting the possibility of a positive or negative reaction, having something to come back on that naturally already in your head, so you're kind of prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know, even though I have been like super preparing for the other show, I have been, you guys, hello.
Well, what's wrong?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No, why would you?
You were in a thought.
Yeah, why would you not? I'm curious. Why would you not prepare as much for this 1 minute as you would for the other show last?
Well,
week?
that's why that was a bit short. I had prepared that for this week, like I've been doing that this whole past week. But I really needed to I do between 6 to 10 open mics a week. And this past week I've just kind of been running through the stuff that I've done, because I'm constantly in a cycle of preparing for this. So I don't really get to perfect and chisel the stuff that I already have.
Yeah, but
So
it's,
that's
it's a
kinda-
constant work in progress.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's never going to
Right.
be perfect.
Yeah,
And,
I know. Yeah, I actually the first really good set that I did here was about E3 because I'm a gamer. And that whole set now has just become great because it started here. Tony and Sarah Tiana kind of helped me with the tag, and a lot of people tweeted me or other comics gave me ideas, and that's just evolved into something that's really it's almost 4.5, 5 minutes on just that one thing, and it came from doing this, So
Maybe there's something funny in that since you're trying to attract both boys and girls, maybe there's almost a joke about your haircut.
yeah,
in
I was
that.
thinking that too. Yeah. But I couldn't word it quite right. I don't know. This side is kind of like a lesbian, so
Right.
and the side is kind of oh my
And the
God.
front's sort of like a boy. So you have two lesbians.
I've
and
got
a
the
boy.
Justin Bieber swoop for the guys and the girls right in the middle.
And your pussy smells like balls.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Just go
There's,
straight for
there's
that.
classic Brian Red Band
How
for
long
you
were you
right
sitting
there.
on that fucking gem?
Just when you think Red Band's just playing it cool, he's got a gun filled with bullets in the chamber. And those bullets go by the name of balls, asshole, vagina, penis. Fuck yeah. That's Sarah Mostajabi. Another great week of work. We're so happy. She's working hard. Shout out to her at Sarah Dresses on Twitter. And as always, at Kimberly Congdon, who will be with us back before Friday's appearance at the LA Podfest following WTF with Mark Maron and Dana Gold's podcast. That's Friday night. We're going to be talking with some comedians tonight. If any young comics are still in the room, we're going to be finishing up our booking of that this evening right now after this. So if you're interested, come check in with us. Our roster's just about full, but we might try to figure something out. Guys, what's going on? What do you want to promote? Adam Ray Comedy on Twitter.
Adam Ray Comedy on Twitter. My podcast with Brad Williams, the Midget Dick, which we open with tonight. So we do a podcast called About Last Night, and you can find About Last Night at podcast.com. All my tour dates on my site, adamraytv.com, and there you go.
I love it. Owen?
I'm at Owen Smith for real on Twitter. It's the number 4 real on Twitter. I'm gonna be at Zany's in Chicago, downtown Zany's, this Thursday through Saturday, doing 6 shows.
Wow.
And what else? My YouTube channel. I put my hour special up.
Nice.
That I shot in 2007. So everybody
Good
go
move.
watch it and
Fuck
and
yeah.
like it and subscribe to the channel. It's Owen Smith TV. So check me out for an hour.
You guys are so fucking
Yeah.
funny. Thank you so much for doing
Thanks
this
for
tonight.
having us.
Iron Patriot, as always.
Yeah.
He's at Comic
Yeah.
Patriot on Twitter. Tony Hinchcliffe.
And me and Tony will be
Redman.
at we're announcing that we're having a Halloween show in San Diego at the American Comedy Co.
Yep.
Go to AmericanComedyCo.com or DeathSquad.tv for all our tour dates.
Thank you so much. See you next week.
Your daddy's the vice president, rich as the Duke overall. Yeah, you're